Greetings, Earthlings. My name is Questlove, and this is my Wired autocomplete interview. I am definitely afraid to Google myself. Even if I have to look for something, I will type Questlove because I don't want to see what the... So me doing this is facing my biggest fear. What Questlove? That's a good one. What is in Questlove's hair? This is a good question. I'm known for my humongous afro. I come from a family of chia pets. The more you try to cut my hair, the more that it grows. I think that people want to know is the object that normally is in my hair, which is the afro pick. I keep it there because my scalp often itches. One time my afro got me in trouble is I went to a strip club in Atlanta. The first time they made it rain, $80 fell right in the hair between the crest of my afro pick and my afro. And the second I went to take it to give to like the nearest person, like security was on me in like 3 seconds, like, we got that. Even on my body, I couldn't touch it. What is Questlove's real name? My real name is Amir Khalib Thompson. If I know a person of Arabic descent is asking me what my full name is, I will say Amir Khalib Thompson. I got it. My hero, Prince, he cold called me at a studio once. So I pick up the phone. He's like, "Hello, Prince." I was like, "Wait, is this you?" And this is back when we didn't know if we were allowed to still call him his name or not. Inside secret, he still let black people call him Prince because we weren't going to try and pronounce that symbol. He's like, "Well, I'm calling you Prince because you know that's what your name means, right?" And then I'll say 4 years later, when I was at a concert, he was singing the song "Sign of the Times," and there's a really famous line: "Fall in love, get married, have a baby. We'll call him Nate if it's a boy." He knew I was on a blind date. He changed the lyric to "Fall in love, get married, have a baby. We'll name him Amir if he's funky." And he kind of looked at me and like, I knew my date was real impressed. Like, yeah, that's right. Prince thinks I'm funky. What drums does Questlove play? Ludwig. I started off on a Ludwig set, my very first real drum set at the age of 8. For the beginning part of my career, I went with Yamaha because that was like the biggest name. But I learned early in life that sometimes like the biggest name and the most popular name doesn't suit you well. I like a really trashy, dirty sound to my drums. So oftentimes like drum makers will go through these long drawn out stories of like they went to a particular forest in Japan to chop down this particular type of tree that's like real expensive. Like this drum is worth $90,000 and we use this particular type of wood and da-da-da-da-da. I'll go along like, oh, it's really interesting, but I'd never play that stuff. So like I have about 70 drum sets right now in which I never touch because I want the cheap high school version. Like I want their lowest, most accessible drum. Like that to me is the sound of America's garage. And I like that. What type of headphones does Questlove use? Okay, so really it depends. When I'm DJing, depending on what my hair situation is, you need a sort of a durable set of headphones because I'm known to break them if they like stretch out too much or whatever. So Audio-Technica's M50X, that's the specific brand that I use. They're high quality. However, when I'm on stage, I use custom in-ear mics by the one and only Jerry Harvey Audio. They are the best in-ear monitors ever. My favorite part of getting in-ear microphone customs is you have to get the foam put in your ear. So it's like a weird feeling. It's like taking pancake batter and someone just like squeezing it in your ear. And then, and I'm weird. I'm sorry. Where does Questlove live? I'm a Rolling Stone. I was born in Philadelphia. I still have property in Philadelphia. Ever since The Tonight Show, I've relocated to Manhattan. In the dawning of COVID-19 and quarantining, I've done something I never thought I'd do before. I used to make fun of everyone, every professional, every author and actor and director I knew that got that place in upstate New York. And now I've become that person. It's not a farm. It's not a ranch. I think my girlfriend likes to call it a chateau. It's an artist community. When I drive drive up it, I feel like I'm in the beginning of a Pee-wee's Playhouse. Like it's like a Fantasyland thing. It's kind of cool. Where to buy the Questlove Cheesesteak? Good question. At most Live Nation venues and my hometown of Philadelphia Phillies. My cheesesteak is made of impossible meat. I'm not a vegan. I'm not a vegetarian, but I do want to eat way better. So this would have came out way earlier, but I had to strike a deal with Amoroso to make the rolls, because if it's not on an Amoroso bread, it's not a cheesesteak from Philly. I don't care what anyone says. You can't put it on a baguette. Okay, the Questlove Supreme podcast. I taught at NYU for about 6 years. It was just 25 students. A lot of my students are actually notable people right now in the industry. You guys know Maggie Rogers. She was one of my students. One day, my manager told me, like, well, instead of spewing this knowledge that you have on just 25 kids a year, why don't you make it national? So Questlove Supreme is my podcast with my friends, and we just talk music and pop culture. And it's not just music, it's acting, it's film, it's just everything pop culture, politics and everything. So you can hear it practically anywhere where you get podcasts. Okay, what hi-hats does Questlove use? Full disclosure, again, there's a very specific trashy, dirty, unprofessional sound I like. Kind of like taking brand new jeans and really destroying them so that they look used and worn. That's what I do with my drums. And with my cymbals, I will just get very, very old Zildjian cymbals. There's a guy in Chicago named Sonny Berman, and he does these he'll take the cymbals, he'll destroy them, he'll cut holes in them, he'll just make them sound like trash cans. And oftentimes I will use that. But the company I endorse, Zildjian, they have a brand called FX Stack, which is the same thing. They poke holes in the cymbals to give it more bite, more edge to it. So those are the cymbals that I use. What is Questlove's vinyl collection? When I was 5 years old, a complete stranger asked me what type of music I like, and she brought me my first 3 records and a record player. I found the note that she wrote to my parents, like, I love Amir, he's so cute, I want to buy him records. And she wrote it on a cocktail napkin. And I found that note like 2 weeks ago, and I put it on my Instagram, and I wanted to find this woman. Her name was Ellie. She lived in Portland, Maine. They just found her. So I guess I get a chance to thank her, because now I own 200,000 records. She planted a seed that sort of grew out of control. And now I need to buy houses just to stack my records. What Questlove lost? I can't believe this is actually on Google. Like, I don't know what I lost. I don't recall any bet I've ever lost, or if I ever lost like I've lost my luggage. Oh, I lost weight. Wait, as I'm thinking in real time, everyone on the side's like, duh. I was like, oh yeah, I did. Early 2018, I was very dangerous, morbid, 400 and like 15, 16 pounds. A lot of people in my genre and whatnot, they were sort of succumbing to strokes and heart attacks. And I didn't want to be that cliche. I want to live to the age of 90 and see my full life through. I'm at the happiest I've ever been in my life. I will say that quarantining, I know that people got into the habit of panic eating, and my girlfriend is not having that. Nothing will ever beat the moment when my band saw me. They all put on like 5 pounds and I took off like 60. So Questlove Yacht Rock. All right, here's the thing. My friendship with Anthony Bourdain sparked because of his hatred for yacht rock music. When I met Anthony Bourdain, I asked him, I was like, is it true that you fired 3 chefs in your kitchen because they were listening to Billy Joel? And he says, no. I hung a sign up saying, I will fire you if you listen to Billy Joel in my kitchen. And they defiantly put Billy Joel on. So I fired him. To me, that was like, oh, challenge accepted. So whenever Bourdain would come on the Tonight Show, he would ask, like, what walkout music are you going to play for me? And I tell him something like, whatever, like, yeah, do some Led Zeppelin song. He's like, yeah, something real cool. And then whenever he walks out, I just play Billy Joel just to get him angry. When he passed away, I figured the best way to pay tribute to him in the way that really described our friendship like me getting the last word, was I made him like a 700 song yacht rock playlist on my Spotify. It's one of my favorite playlists. Like Jimmy Fallon's obsessed with this playlist. Like it's cool. I dig it. All yacht rock fans, just know that I'm the king of yacht rock. What are Questlove's favorite albums? During quarantining, I did this challenge, and on my Spotify, I put in order my 100 favorite records. Now I'll just tell you my top 10, but all 100 in there. So my number 10 is Stevie Wonder's Music of My Mind. My number 9 is A Tribe Called Quest, Midnight Marauders. My number 8 is 1999 by Prince. Number 7 is Voodoo by D'Angelo. Number 6 is De La Soul is Dead. Number 5 is Rufus and Chaka Khan's Ask Rufus. My number 4 is Michael Jackson's Off the Wall. My number 3 is Fantastic Volume 1 by Slum Village. Number 2 is It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back by Public Enemy. And my number 1 record of all time is Person to Person Live 1976 by the Average White Band. Google went kind of light on me because I think when any of my other friends do this, like it's the meanest things ever. So it shows me that people might actually like me. So yeah, it's cool.